All right, this is Joe and Cola with OKRaw.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. I'm very glad to be at the 2013 Woodstock Fruit Festival and to be interviewing another one of the pioneers here. His name is Don Bennett, D-A-S, and his website is health101.org. And he's been into the raw, vegan, fruit-based diet for over 20 years now. He's been doing it successfully as a researcher, not just somebody that's doing it. So he's always looking at different things. And I mean, this guy is a genius. You definitely want to check him out. And you want to listen to this video. You're going to definitely learn a lot. So the one question I have for you, Don, is what's the 3 best exercises for humans?
The 3 best exercises for humans, think about it. What would we have done naturally, in nature, millions of years ago? Well, we would have done a lot of walking, you know, foraging for our food. We would have climbed to get some of the, you know, food, because not all of it is low-hanging, so you want to get some good stuff up there. So we would have done some climbing, and every once in a while we would have been chased by a lion. So we would have sprinted. We would have done like the zebras, you know, run as fast as we possibly can. Now you can't outrun a lion, Joe. You can't, but you don't have to outrun the lion. You just have to outrun the person you're running with. So we would have been great sprinters, not long-distance runners, because later on we had to start running down our food because we moved to a colder climate, and we had to eat animals then, and we had to run them down until they got tired because they had fur and they couldn't sweat. Yeah, then that was endurance running that served us, but not originally, and I'm big on original.
Wow, I mean, I would definitely agree with Don. I mean, I don't like going to gyms. It's just an unnatural environment. I mean, for me, what exercise is to me is I'm just going to go out in nature and just do what I'm going to do. If there's fruit in the tree, I'm climbing it. If I'm, you know, building my garden, I'm carrying some heavy sacks, walking around, you know, I'm digging in the dirt and just getting natural exercise. And exercise is totally important. So, Don, how often do you recommend somebody exercise or get some kind of physical activity in their lives?
Well, that's the thing. If you don't, if you're not someplace where you can join a climbing gym, or there's no trees to climb or things to climb, I go to a gym once a week, because where I am there's nothing to climb. So I go to a gym once a week, and I use the machines that would approximate what I would be doing if I was climbing. So I just work out, you know, it uses the muscle groups for climbing. I don't lift weights like this because that's not, I'm loading the spine. I'd never do that in nature. So I use machines that, you know, that approximate what I'd be doing if I was climbing. And of course I go on the running thing, what do they call it, the treadmill. So I'll do that. Or I'll just be outside doing it, of course. But outside in Florida, it's all flat, so I go on the treadmill in the gym and I crank it up so I get some, you know, like hill work, because there would have been hills a long time ago. And one time the guy was next to me on the treadmill next to me, he goes, you know, you're making that a lot harder than it has to be. And I said, well, that's the idea. I want to do a little huffing and puffing here. And once a week, I run. I do run, but once a week, 15 seconds. 15,
now what's
that's
up?
It.
So you're telling people they could go out and run for 15 seconds? I mean,
once a week. And if you do that, I'm talking about sprinting. I'm talking about like pretending there's, oh, a lion, and boom, and you run.
Or you're late for the bus.
Yeah, or you're late for the bus, right. So you run as fast as you can, for as long as you can, on some soft soil, because you don't want to damage your knees. You do that once a week for 15 seconds, or whatever the length it is for you. You'll be able to do that when you're 90. Not as fast, not for as long, but how many 90-year-olds, you know, they can still sprint some?
Wow. I mean, it's really funny that I just kind of, that's come to me naturally, like these 3 things. I love to climb and I love to sprint. I mean, I'm not a runner, but like, hey, I'm just walking in the grocery store, I park from far away, boom! And I'm like, man, look at that guy. And I'm just gone. Or I'll be here at the Woodstock Fruit Festival sprinting every once in a while, you know, I just love to run. It makes me feel good when I'm doing that, but I don't like long distance. So, Don, what do you think about people like long distance runners? You know, some people may be into the, you know, fruit-based diet and like be athletes and like run, you know, 10 miles a day. Is that really healthy? Do we really need that? Is it hard for our joints? I mean, well, what's your opinions on that?
We certainly don't need it. You know, you can also take a cue from little kids. You never see little kids running for 10. They will sprint. They will boom from here to here. They will go from point A to point B by sprinting. But they'll never run for long distances. If they have to do a long distance, they'll walk. That's what we used to do. Yeah, you know, athlete, people say, wow, you look athletic. I said, no, I don't want to be an athlete. Athletes hurt themselves. I won't do any sport that has an injury named after it, like tennis. Tennis elbow. You can't pay me to play tennis. We wouldn't have the motion. Just because you can physically do something, like throw a baseball, baseball pitchers hurt their arms and stuff. No, I want to do what's natural and doesn't harm me. Something I love and that loves me back, you know. Plus, there's another aspect. If you're over-exercising, what I call being overfit or you're having to eat a lot more food now than you normally would to fuel that level of activity. That's more money. That's more digestion that has to go on. Now you're going to have to sleep longer to build back up the nervous system energy that excess digestion requires. So now you're sleeping longer. You're awake less. Now, when can you enjoy life? Only when you're awake. Okay? Well, maybe if the dream was a real good dream, but otherwise, only when you're awake can you enjoy life. So the less you sleep, the better. So the less overactivity you do, the less you sleep, the more you're awake. It's great.
Wow, wow. So, Don, I know many people out there that are watching this. I mean, what is it? The statistic is like 66% of Americans are either overweight or obese. And some of the people out there maybe watching this may have some weight challenges, and but they got in their mindset, oh, I gotta like exercise to lose weight, so I gotta go run or I gotta go to the gym. I mean, what would you say to them?
Exercise is the least effective way to manage your weight, the absolute least effective way. We are very efficient. Cars get, what's a good mileage for a car, gas mileage?
A Prius, at 50 miles a gallon on a Prius?
Well, we get 300 miles a gallon, seriously, if you do the math. So we're very efficient users of fuel. So to try and burn off that piece of junk food pie that you ate for lunch by running, you'd have to run for so long. It doesn't work. You're doomed to failure. The best way to keep a normal weight is to eat the foods you're designed to eat and don't eat the foods you're not designed to eat. And then you got to make sure you're getting enough of the nutrients, like iodine is a good one. Iodine controls your thyroid controls your metabolism. If your metabolism is slower than normal for you, then you're going to tend to hang on to weight more. So you want a normal metabolism. So you do that by making sure all your nutrients are good, especially iodine, and be active. If you're active, you'll help to give you a normal metabolism. So you be active, eat the foods you're designed to eat, keep I won't say a low-fat diet, I would say an appropriate fat diet, which is not what most people are eating, by the way. And then the weight you'll be your normal weight, whatever your normal weight is supposed to be. And then you also want to be muscular, because what good is being at the right weight, the fat weight, I should say, your body fat content? If that's perfect, you look in the full-length mirror and say, I still don't look good, because you're under-muscled now. So before you were overweight and under-muscled, now you're properly fat weight, but you're still under-muscled. So we want to look good and feel good. Normal weight, normal muscle.
Wow, Don, so you talked about eating the proper diet for us. And, for those of the viewers that maybe don't know about this, what is our diet that we should be naturally eating?
The diet that we're designed for?
Yeah, they're designed for.
Or the one that everyone else is eating? No, the one we're designed for.
The one we're supposed to be eating that we're designed for.
Well, the fuel you put in your car, you wouldn't put any other fuel in your car but what it's designed for. You'd be crazy to do that. Yet we do it all the time with our own bodies. The fuel that human beings are designed for is fruit. It's great. It's delicious. It's not a snack. It's a meal. So when I'm eating this delicious meal, and tropical fruits specifically, so the more tropical fruits you can get, the bananas, the papayas, the mangoes, and there are some other ones a lot of people haven't even heard of. Have you heard of durian? Oh my God.
Abiyu.
Oh my God. These are things you eat that they're so good, you're pounding the table and your eyes are rolling back into their sockets, and people see that and they want some of it and they try it and go, you must give me the recipe for this. And it's not a recipe, it comes right out. This is black sapote, it's chocolate pudding, right out of in a fruit. You can get these things, you have to find out about them, how to get them, but fruit is what we're designed to eat. It's the best thing for us.
Wow. Well, thank you, Don. Hopefully this has enriched your guys' lives. I mean, I'm sure you felt that Don has a wealth of information. Definitely recommend you go to his website, health101.org. He has some books that he's written. You can learn all about the best exercise, the proper diet, and so many other things in his books that he's here to share with you guys. So, Don, have any last words for my viewers today?
Yes, so the most important thing is learn this stuff, yes, but not as a student, do it as a researcher. And make sure you remember that, yeah, diet is important, but it is no more important than getting an appropriate amount of physical activity, enough sleep, stress management, hydration, toxin avoidance. They're all equally important.
Wow, definitely some wise words, Don, and thanks a lot for being on my show today. Once again, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time, and remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're always the best. This is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. Today I have another exciting episode for you. This is going to be definitely a very special one. We got special guest, Dr. Doug Graham, with us today to